Hello and welcome to Raju Notes channel, your pit stop for weekly current affairs updates. The updates tailor-made for students taking all kinds of competitive exams like UPSC, civils, defense and placement interviews. Please subscribe to the channel and stay updated every Sunday. Weeks after a MiG-21 aircraft crashed near Rajasthan's Suratgarh that resulted in the death of 3 civilians, the Indian Air Force has grounded the entire MiG-21 fleet until the investigation is concluded, as per an ANI report. There are 3 MiG-21 squadrons still operating in Indian Air Force, and all of them are going to be phased out by early part of 2025, as per the official statement. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday was conferred with the highest honor of Fiji, that is, Companion of the Order of Fiji, by its Prime Minister Sitiveni Rubaka. Prime Minister Modi was also awarded with the honor in recognition of his global leadership, with reports stating that only a handful of non-Fijians have received this honor till date. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was also presented with Ibak Award by the President of Republic of Palau on Monday. Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan said that Armenia will recognize the Nagorno-Karabakh enclave in its entirety as a part of Azerbaijan if the rights of ethnic Armenians living there are guaranteed. Opposition parties have reportedly organized anti-government protest in Armenia seeking Pashinyan's resignation over the move. Armenia and Azerbaijan most recently fought a war over Nagorno-Karabakh in 2020. Olympic gold medalist Neeraj Chopra has become the world's #1 men's javelin thrower, achieving his career best rank. The 25-year-old leads the ranking with a score of 1,455. Second place, Anderson Peters of Grenada has a score of 1,433. Meanwhile, Pakistan's Arshad Nadeem is ranked 5th. Chopra began his 2023 session by winning Doha Diamond League with an 88.67 meter throw. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said that Ukraine won't be able to join US-led military bloc NATO in the foreseeable future, as it does not meet the number of requirements for the admission yet. His statement comes after Jens Stoltenberg, NATO Secretary General, said that all member states have agreed to welcome Kyiv, but only if and when it defeats Russian forces. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida said the country has no plans to join the NATO military alliance, but acknowledged the Security Alliance plan to open a liaison office in Japan. Kishida's comments came after Japanese ambassador to the US said that the alliance was planning a Tokyo office, the first in Asia, to facilitate consultations in the region. Tesla CEO Elon Musk said that the automakers would probably pick up a location for a new factory by end of this year in India. When a journalist with Wall Street Journal asked Musk if India was interesting, the Tesla CEO responded, "Absolutely. Tesla is serious about its plans to establish a manufacturing base in India," Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar had said earlier. India will soon acquire its fastest supercomputer worth Rs 900 crores, and it is expected to start functioning by March 2024, Kiran Rijiju, Union Minister of Earths and Sciences, said. The new computer can improve forecasting from 12 to 6 kilometers, he added. Compared to Mihir, India's fastest supercomputer, currently the new supercomputer will have nearly thrice the capability of 18 petaflops. German economy has entered a recession Data from the statistics office showed gross domestic product fell by 0.3% for the first quarter of 2023 when adjusted for price and calendar effects, the data showed. This follows a decline of 0.5% in the fourth quarter of 2022. A recession is commonly defined as two successive quarters of contraction. What is Disease X concept that WHO has warned recently? Disease X represents the knowledge that a serious international epidemic could be caused by a pathogen currently unknown to cause human disease. WHO, which listed it as a priority disease, coined the term in 2018. Based on the list, WHO works to develop R&D roadmaps. WHO recently said world must get ready for the next pandemic with even deadlier potentials. Customers in India may not have to purchase the entire strip of medicine when they need only a smaller quantity as government is holding discussions with pharma industry, report suggested. A suggestion to adopt perforation technology to cut the strip was made to the industry. There was also a recommendation to print the manufacturing and expiry date on each strip. The Indian Navy successfully undertook the maiden night landing trials of MiG 29K on INS Vikrant. Calling it a historic milestone, the Navy said the trials are indicative of the Navy's impetus towards self reliance. This challenging night landing trial demonstrates the resolve, skill, and professionalism of the Vikrant crew and the naval pilots, the Navy tweeted, sharing the video and a picture. Russia and Belarus have signed an agreement allowing Russian nuclear weapons to be deployed in Belarus, with control remaining in Moscow's hand. The deal was finalized after previous discussions between Russian President Vladimir Putin and Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko. This move follows Putin's announcement in March about deploying smaller, short range nuclear weapons in Belarus. Scientists have identified a new chemical compound named 1938. This can help nerves regenerate after injury by activating biological mechanisms that help control cell growth. The findings published in the journal Nature showed that the compound increased growth in nerve cells. It was also found to reduce heart tissue damage after major trauma in animal models. India's AI supercomputer, AI Research Analytics, and No Village, a simulation platform, Airavat, installed in Pune, has been ranked as 75th in the 61st edition of the top 500 global supercomputing list at International Supercomputing Conference 2023. Airavat is currently funded by IT Ministry. It has already envisioned roadmap for scaling Airavat from 200 to 1000 AI petaflops mixed precision compute capacity. Saudi Arabia and Canada have reached an agreement to restore a full diplomatic ties and appoint new ambassadors, bringing an end to a dispute from 2018. The decision was made following a discussion between Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman during an Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in Bangkok in November of the previous year. According to a Canadian government source, punitive trade measures will be lifted as part of this resolution. The Government of India is inaugurating the new Parliament building this Sunday. Government released visuals of the new building 2 days before its official inauguration by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Delhi. The interiors has three national symbols: the lotus, the peacock, and the banyan tree as its themes. 19 opposition parties announced they'll boycott the inauguration ceremony of the new Parliament building. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will install the golden scepter Sengol in the new parliament building. It was used on August 14, 1947 to mark transfer of power from British to Jawaharlal Nehru. And now for the segment where we see the events that unfolded this week back in history. 21st May 1927. First non-stop solo transatlantic flight made by Charles Lindbergh. American aviator Charles Lindbergh completed the first non-stop solo flight across the Atlantic Ocean on this day in 1927, traveling from New York to Paris in the monoplane Spirit of St. Louis in about 33.5 hours. 22nd May 337, Roman Emperor Constantine I baptized. On this day in 337, Constantine the Great, who had practiced Christianity since his youth and sparked its growth in the world region, became on his deathbed the first Roman emperor to be baptized in the Christian Church. 23rd May 1951, Tibet annexed by China. China formally annexed Tibet as an autonomous region on this day in 1951, giving rise to Tibetan independence movement led by Dalai Lama, winner of the 1989 Nobel Peace Prize, that continued into the early 21st century. 24th May 1883, opening of Brooklyn Bridge. A brilliant feat of the 19th century engineering, the Brooklyn Bridge, spanning the East River from Brooklyn to Manhattan Island in New York City, opened this day in 1883. Designed by civil engineer John Augustus Roebling. 25th May 1787, U.S. Constitutional Convention opened in Philadelphia. On this day in 1787, the Constitutional Convention opened in Philadelphia, where 55 state delegates, initially charged with amending the Articles of Confederation, later drafted the Constitution of the United States. 26th May 1521, Martin Luther declared a heretic by Edict of Worms. Passed this day in 1521, the Edict of Worms, banning the writings of Martin Luther, a German cleric whose efforts to change the church led to the Reformation, and declared him as an outlaw and a heretic who was to be captured. 27th May 1703, founding of St. Petersburg. Founded this day in 1703 by Peter the Great, St. Petersburg has played a vital role in Russian history and is especially known as the scene of the 1917 revolutions and as a fiercely defended city during the World War II. Well, that's all, friends, for this week's updates. See you soon next Sunday on the same channel. Till then, take care. Bye bye.